It's 6 o'clock. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. First item will be roll call.
Brown.
Here.
Davis. Ricky.
Here.
Graves.
Here.
Danielle.
Here.
Walker.
Here. Let's say the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Everyone take a moment of silence if they like. Take a motion to approve the agenda. So moved. Second. In favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Everyone's had a chance to look over the previous minutes.
On item 6 on the roll call vote, it's got me listed as yes. I wasn't here.
You got me listed as absent,
And
and I was here. I made the motion.
maybe it's absent-minded.
Are there any other changes? Not, they'll stand approved with those corrections. Council visitors, we have Faith Venus, Jim Sneed, and Christian. Brendan. There was no public comment sent in, so we'll move on to officers' report, the chief's report, and I think Flo, that's the.
Yes, can everybody hear me?
Yep.
All right. So I'm actually in Jeff City today. We have the EMS Day at the Capitol. We've met today already. We had some workshops. So myself and Justin are representing Payne County Ambulance District here, and it is my first time. So it is kind of a whole new thing, talking to all the legislature and everything. I'm going to be meeting with Roger Reedy tomorrow and kind of be talking with him. There's a couple different talking points that we're kind of going over, and I'll make sure I get a report for the next board meeting, what all we talked about and everything like that. So the Sedalia Businesswomen Candidate Forum is March 14th at 18:30 or 6:30 p.m. I believe Mr. Heath May and Mr. Jim Sneed were invited to that, so they're going to be speaking at that forum. Also, we redid a standby event, the policy, which we're exploring a rate increase. I believe we have not increased our rates for a dedicated standby that people pay us for the last 10 years. So we were thinking about increasing that $25 per hour. But I think Roy's going to give a breakdown once we figure everything out and present that to you guys. So that's something we've been working on. On the technology side of things, we are scheduling some of our SOL charting software calls. We got some of those scheduled already, and that's going to be starting as soon as Roy returns from his Caribbean cruise that he went on. Let's see, call volume, call numbers. Pettis County, we have 1,630 calls. Windsor, we're at 157. Major equipment, you guys voted on the SOL, the auto pulse, and the monitors. So we have been working with Jason Fenton. He's our ZOL rep to get those all ordered and nail him down on a date when that's getting shipped and when we receive those new monitors, and then we'll make sure we bring some over there and show you guys the new equipment. Also, we've been dealing with them for training for that new equipment as well. So that's all in the making, and we're trying to nail down some dates for that. We have completed the sprinkler work at the headquarters station. So all the sprinklers have been installed. They're nice, shiny, and silver. poking through the ceiling tiles. So that's all done for the whole building. Unit 6, actually, I have a correction on that. It says that it was should be completed on 3/8, and it was actually done just a day earlier and is in service at Station 2. That's the unit that had the engine replaced, where we had the blown engine. So it is back. I don't think we got an invoice yet from them, but it is in service at Station 2. Below on page 3, we got yeah, go ahead. Oh, I thought somebody had a question. Vehicle mileages on page 3. Nothing really has changed. We just added more mileage to the vehicles as we're running calls and everything like that. Also, what is not on here, the new truck has arrived that we got from ARV. It is over at the station. It had the radios put in on Monday, so we're waiting for the radios to be getting programmed by Roy once he comes back. So hopefully it should be put in service next week. It has all the equipment on it. Everything is ready to go. It just needs those radios programmed. I don't know if you guys have seen, we did post a EMT class. EMT class has been posted on Facebook. It is starting May 13th. So I think Justin, when I talked to him, he is trying to take 14 students for that EMT class. So if you know anybody that's interested of becoming an EMT, share that. It's on our Facebook site, and I believe there's a link on the website as well. Let's see. We've implemented the new learning platform, which is included with our insurance company with the software. So we finally got everybody moved over to that, which is saving us some money since that's included in the insurance premiums. And we're going to start training, like I said, on the SOL EPCR once we get all that stuff set up. Once Roy's getting back, we're going to start on that. So I know Roy included some heat maps again and some other graphs. The call numbers are broken down at the end of his report at page 7. I don't know if you guys have any other questions for me.
I do.
Yes.
Relative to Unit 6, that
Yes,
blown
sir.
engine, did we have any continuing dialogue with Ford Motor Company?
I know Haley Green, which is our fleet maintenance person. She put in a ticket to Ford Motor Company because we did have, I think that's our second engine that we had I would call it a catastrophic failure with relatively low mileage. And I know Ford put in the same thing. I know Roy also put in a ticket. I have not heard anything from either one of those, but I'll make sure I'll follow up this week and make sure we keep that ball rolling on those trouble tickets, or working with Ford that we get maybe some kind of a replacement, some money back, or get something reimbursed.
Some relief of some sort. Roy was going to maybe touch base with some of the other areas that have purchased new ambulances in the last 4 or 5 years to see if that's something they've experienced also, or if we're just that unlucky.
Yeah, I think he mentioned that. And actually, since I'm here, we have Osage ambulance. They're here. When I worked at Warsaw, we used to order our ambulances from them. They have 2 representatives here, so I might ask them after I'm done with the board meeting, see if they had any problems, on their side with their customers on those new motors.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Anybody else?
Yes.
Will we be having discussion about the pay for dedicated standby events?
That's in.
What's
You'll have that at the next meeting.
Yes. Yeah. I think me and Roy went over and discussed rate changes. At this point, it has not been put into service or anything like that. So we'll make sure we present those new rate changes at the next board meeting, so you guys can put an eye on that.
Okay, thanks.
So as of right now, we're still using the old policy and the old rates.
What is the old rate?
I believe
150 an hour.
thanks, Jamie.
I'm sorry, Jamie,
I think it's 150 an hour.
150 an hour?
Are there any other questions? Thanks, Flo.
Thank you.
We'll move on to the CFO report.
So it's on page 8. We just got bills again. Page 8 is the current bills that are due, and the details are 9 through 12. Any questions on any of those bills?
Are there any questions on any of those bills? If not, I would take a motion to approve payment of the outstanding bill.
So moved.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Unfinished business, survey proposal for new property.
I guess that's me again. So I reached out to Theron, and I know we talked about that last board meeting. The proposal is included. It's page 3 in your board packet. And basically, the way Mr. Theron talked to me about it is that he basically would like for you guys to look over that and see if you guys want to go ahead with that proposal. I think one of the things that he mentioned to me is that those topo guys that do the topo survey and some of the utility stuff that's mentioned in the proposal, they're about 5 to 7 weeks out. So I think he was hoping that if we accept that proposal, that we could get those topo guys scheduled as soon as possible, so they could basically be on site about the time we close with the land and everything else. And then the survey would be done, utility survey would be done, and everything would be ready for basically ready for the project to break ground or whatever would be the next step after all the surveying and everything.
Is there anything in his proposal, I'm looking at the 5th dot there, anything in there that is generally included in the duties of the general construction? Or are they all preparatory for that? And
I think that's all the civil engineering
Yeah.
stuff.
so none of that is going to overlap. It's just going to be provided for the contractor.
Yeah, I believe when I talked to him, that he talked to EW and that he was making sure that he knew what they were doing. I think they were doing a survey of the corners and everything else, but I believe that he's aware of what EW Thompson is doing, what surveys, and what the utility company and what everybody else is doing, and he will do whatever he needs to do, that nothing else is overlapped or no costs are accrued that are unnecessary for us.
Okay, so this should be seamless then, rolling right into the actual construction. The general contractor will have everything he needs to proceed then.
Yes, sir. That's the way I understood when I had him on the phone last week, and that's why he kind of said to make sure we get the topo guys and some of those survey crews notified sooner rather than later, so we can go and basically move right after signing into groundbreaking or whatever the next step of creating that building would be. So that we wouldn't have any setback on having to wait for any surveyors, any topo guys, anything coming in, utility surveying being done, and then we won't have any weeks or whatever being set back on that.
And he would continue to be our liaison throughout that process then.
That's the way I understood it, and I think that's what it pretty much says in the proposal.
So do we need a motion?
Yeah.
I'd make that motion to proceed.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Is there any further discussion?
Mike, are you good with, does this look reasonable?
Yeah,
It is a standard one, that is.
but that number 16.8 is reasonable.
Yeah, it's actually a little cheaper than I thought it'd be.
Okay, I'm good. I defer to you on that.
Okay, too.
Any further discussions? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Workers' compensation bids, which we have two. One from Mike Keith and one from Assured Partners. I guess you're here to represent one of those.
Sure, Partner.
Do you want to explain the bid to us? Or-
It's a workers' compensation bid, in the state of Missouri, work comp is statutory covered, meaning that from company to company, basically what you're afforded, if they are providing workers' compensation coverage, is going to be the same from a coverage standpoint. You'll see this year that the mod, it improved, so your actual premium, it looks more attractive than it did last year, but otherwise the numbers are there. I entertain any specific questions that you guys have, and we can take back, but we really appreciate the partnership that, our bids and close.
And your bid is 87,490.
Correct.
Then we have one for Mike Keith. Is Christian, he just used my.
Christian in there.
Yes, I'm here.
Do you have anything to say about your bid? We've got them open here.
We brought terms from a company called 7710. We tried to get you guys eligible for this company a few years ago. And at that time, we weren't eligible. This year you were. And once you're in, you're in. They're a good company. We've done some good things on other districts throughout the state of Missouri. It is a relatively exclusive program. There's only a handful of brokers in the state of Missouri, and because of our volume that we have in fire and ambulance, we have access to this product. So I'm happy to bring it to you this year. I think the pricing should look very aggressive, and this is something that we would continue to work with you on in future years to help control the cost going forward. There's some additional things that we can work on. I heard the chief earlier talk about the software, the training software. That's one thing that through your property and casualty carrier, you'll have some access to some safety and loss control, and those things will all add in. While your mod is good, it's a 0.73. Your minimum mod is a 0.60. So there's 13% more that we could work on your losses in your mod, but everything looks great. You guys are exceptional. You have a phenomenal mod. There is a little bit of room for improvement, but overall, it looks like things are in good shape. And while comp is comp, it is statutorily regulated. Different companies and the claims and the, again, loss control and how you manage the comp is the important part. So just sharing like with the minimum mod piece there. And knowing what levers to pull that we can help you guys manage that going forward.
Your premium cost is $73,975.
That's right. I actually thought it was 76. Thought it was 76, but I didn't look at it real close. On the way out, we kind of got this in the 11th hour.
Says that estimated annual premium is 73, total policy cost is 76.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So there must be second injury fund is included in there. There may be some other fees on there that I'm traveling at the moment, so I'm not seeing the proposal. It's not right in front of me.
Does anyone have any questions for you?
I think you said looking forward that there was something we could do. Did that infer that the price would be frozen or perhaps drop going forward? Or what did you mean by that remark about looking ahead?
So the experience mod, your current mod is a 0.73. And that is a really good mod. Anything under 1.0 is you're in a credit mod. So they're adding credits to your mod, your experience mod, or to the rate. So at a 0.73, that's really good. But when you do the calculation, your actual minimum mod is at 0.60. So there's 13 points of improvement that we can continue to work on. And that's just through managing claims. And ultimately, it's hard to get to that minimum mod. You have to have 0 claims in a 3-year window to get there. But that's the target that we ought to be shooting at.
And if we reach that target, does that affect the rate, or is the rate indexed against some other criteria?
So the rate won't be affected, but the credit toward the premium is what will allow. So the mod is a credit or a debit that applies to the manual rate. So the $4 and something cents per 100, from there, once they figure the manual rate, then they would apply the mod factor. So if you got it down to a 0.6, we'd take that manual premium time 0.6. And then there would be like the second injury fund would have to be added back in. But you should be seeing a good discount for a large premium discount and for the mod. Those are the 2 big discounts that you should see down there on the premium.
Is this procedure unique to your company, or is this something that's industry common?
Pretty standard, pretty industry common, yes.
Okay.
Just want to understand how it works, that's all.
Any other
The
questions?
mechanics of it are the same.
Any other questions? Do you want to review these before? We'll just table this and Jamie review them and then we'll the next meeting. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Take a motion to go into
Thank you.
closed session pursuant of RSMO 610.021, sections 1, 2, and 13.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Brown,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Turkey,
Yes.
Gray.